You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your website, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
The following message contains a special offer for listeners of this station. Are you a man over 40? Are you constantly looking for the nearest bathroom? Do you wake up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? Right now, Perfect Prostate is sending out free bottles of their groundbreaking new formula to listeners of this station. Perfect Prostate Formula was developed by medical doctor Mitchell Fleischer, and its ingredients have been clinically studied to reduce your frequent nighttime bathroom visits and promote healthy urine flow. Right now, preferred customers get their first bottle of Perfect Prostate absolutely free. There's nothing to lose. Perfect Prostate is guaranteed to reduce that constant urge to use the bathroom, especially at night, and promote healthy urine flow. Don't wait. Call now for your free bottle. Just pay shipping and processing. Dial 1-800-675-0251. That's 1-800-675-0251. Supplies are limited. One free bottle per household. Call now. Dial 1-800-675-0251. That's 1-800-675-0251.
Hey folks, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, Dr. Richard Harden. We are on the same mission, which is waking up America. We just have different paths. So stay tuned for some information on how you can keep up with Richard and all his work.
Visit Richard's website at raharden.com. That's the World Wide Web at RAHARDIN.com. At his website, you can see a summary of the 6 books he has written, where purchases may be made. He also has a link to 18 videos on YouTube and several blogs about Christian beliefs. If you prefer, visit Amazon.com/Kindle and type in Richard Harden to see and purchase his books.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps stand ready to defend the American way of life. The few, the proud, the Marines.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Defending liberty 1 hour at a time and broadcasting live from the RWB Network studios in New York City. This is the Ryno Report. Always right.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
We are going to raise taxes on the middle class.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
You are very rude.
We are going to make America great again. USA! USA! USA!
Fellow Americans, let's roll.
And now, here's your host, the Ryno.
There's a new sheriff in town. Hello, hello, hello. I am the Ryno, and this is my report. Today, Wednesday, December 7th, 2016. We're coming to you from the RWB Network Studios here in New York and live on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Did you know one of the dumbest things you can do is to copy the actions of a bonehead celebrity? Just ask 49-year-old Kenneth White and 23-year-old Terry Brown of Huntsville, Alabama. They posted a mannequin challenge video where they posed staging a shootout with real weapons. Weapons they shouldn't have had due to past felonies. Well, the sheriff's deputies saw the video, obtained a search warrant, and arrested both men on drugs and firearms charges. What a couple of idiots. Well, once again, I guess the good guys won. All right, let's get to today's big 3 headlines. Just in case you are wondering, yes, Time Magazine is still in business. And no one reads it. But regardless, they have named President-elect Trump as their 2016 Person of the Year. However, they took the opportunity to slam the future president while portraying runner-up Crooked Hillary as nothing short of a deity. Also, the fight for 15 clowns aren't done yet. Now they want something else that will surely make you shake your head and look for a new place to eat and a new place to buy clothes. Is their latest demand so far-fetched that even the corrupt unions are shying away? And an internet post by some lefty nobody's ever heard of before is going viral. It has to do with whether or not Senate Democrats can manipulate the rules in order to confirm a Supreme Court pick before the new Senate is sworn in. It's a little complicated, but we'll break it down for you today. We have all that, plus we'll bring you the latest updates on Jill Stein and her abacus in 3 states. We'll talk about how Representative Mike McCall proposes Mexico can pay for the Great Wall of Trump. And while we never like to see anybody get fired, this liberal scumbag deserved it. You do not want to miss this little story. We have all that, plus your daily dose of common sense you can only find here on the Ryno Report 5 days a week. But first, let's kick the show off with a salute to our country, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, including Hillary Clinton, hopefully. So, you guys know what to do. You got to check out RynoReport.com, RynoReport.com. Check out the new Ryno Rants. You can read the new articles, and you can sign up for our newsletter there. I've been a little lacking in that area, but I promise I'll pick it up. We'll get one this week out to you guys. And you can follow me on Twitter, at Ryno, R-Y-N-O, on air. You can follow me on Gab, same handle, at Ryno on air. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Ryno Report. And as always, you can email me, Ryno@rwbnetwork.com.
Marilyn brought her famous holiday ham with a side of wet coughing. Probably shouldn't eat it, but there goes your husband. Soon everyone's sniffling. It's the flu, but you're not going to get sick because you got your flu shot at Rite Aid, where they care about you and your health. So while they suffer through their sore throats, coughing, and aches, you'll teach your granddaughter to make your famous snickerdoodles. It's not too late. Shield yourself with the flu and pneumonia shot at Rite Aid. If you're over 65, the CDC recommends both. It's free with most insurance and no appointments necessary. Rite Aid. With us, it's personal. Flu vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacy for details.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, guys, welcome back to this Hump Day edition of the Ryno Report. Big shout-outs to everyone listening right now on Red Nation Rising Radio, the Liberty feed, as well as streamingtalkradio.com. And tonight, midnight Eastern on KLRNradio.com, where those 3 places every single day. And you can also download the CRN app. You can get that free in your iTunes store or Google Play or whatever store you have. If your phone, if you have a Samsung, hasn't blown up yet, you can find that app there. And we're on at 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. And you can listen to all of my warm-up acts as well. They're on throughout the day. All right, so, I forgot. You got to check out on the website. You go to RynoReport.com, and then you go to the Listen Now page, and you can find a Listen Now button. Right? How cool is that? I am not a web designer. I have no experience in this. I've built that website myself. So if you love it, thank you. If you hate it, I'm not good at it. So we'll cover all of our bases there. But you can go to the Listen Now page, and in the top left-hand corner, you can click the Listen Now button as long as it's 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. So then you'll hear the show there. So that's a cool way to do it at work or wherever you may be in your travels during the holiday season. I was thinking about the very, very last story we did yesterday. And I got to preface this whole show by saying it's kind of a potpourri show. The last 2 days I've been saying, okay, there's so much stuff we didn't get to. We got to do it tomorrow. So now we have 2 days worth of stuff that we have to go over. So we're going to fly through some of it. What I try to do is get to the daily stuff, things that I feel might not be relevant the next day at the moment, and things that are going to have a lasting impact, things we're going to talk about more and more. I hold those off sometimes. So this is one of those days we're going to catch up. So I'm thinking yesterday about the last story, and the last story was Joe Biden, and he said he may run. In fact, he said he won't rule out that he won't run. It was some convoluted sentence he said in 2020. And Joe Biden at the moment is 74 years old. He'll be 78 in 2020. And I noted that Ronald Reagan was just shy of 78 when he completed his second term. That would make Joe Biden a pretty old contender for the White House. Now, it's worth noting that, is this the best the Democrats can put forward? I mean, their party is in tatters. It's in shambles. It's exactly where it is, or where our party would be had we lost. That's a lot of what happened with this election, is whose party is going to be split in 25 different directions, and thank God it's the Democrats. Now, our party, or the party we associate with, I don't consider myself a Republican, but the party we associate with, there are some factions, and we're going to have to work through it. I really, really hope that Donald Trump does not think that Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan are his friends. They are not. They are career, lifelong politicians, the exact thing Donald Trump ran against. But going back to the Democrats, we'll have plenty of time to talk about the Republicans in the House and the Senate that love to dole out money. We'll get to that numerous times over the course of the next 4 years. But Joe Biden, is this really what they have? I know he's popular. I know the Democrats like him. He's tried this twice before, 1988, and then he had to bow out because he plagiarized everything in his entire life. And then he tried again in 2008, and Barack Obama cleaned the sidewalk with him, so then he endorsed Obama, and we all know what happened after that. But it's a throwback guy. It reminds me of one of these baseball teams that invests in a lot of veteran players, and they throw big money at them. Something like what the New York Yankees have been doing the last few years. They spent like $500 million on 4 players over 40 years old. And now you're stuck with people. And sometimes with this veteran team, they win a few games you wouldn't think they'd win. But they lose mainly. They get injured. They can't play. Different things happen. And it hamstrings the team. And that's really how I see their party right now. And you have the re-election of Nancy Pelosi, or the renomination or whatever, as the House Minority Leader, where you had a guy, Tim Ryan, out of Ohio, who probably represented a larger swath of their party, and Nancy Pelosi, using the tremendous axe she wields, said to all of those in the House, "You better vote for me. All that money I raised for you," and they voted for her by a large margin. Mr. Ryan didn't do so hot. He did better than the last couple of people who have challenged her, but that's, not too good either. And then she goes on various morning shows, does her little, her little walk there, said she was giddy or something. Like, don't ever say that. Nancy Pelosi should never say she's giddy or whatever the term was. And says, someone asked her, do you think that people are looking for a new direction? And she goes, well, no. Because what's she going to say? She is the old direction. The problem is, if you put this vote, if you had a primary vote, let's call it, with only Democrats, registered Democrats across the 50 states, she would have gotten her clock cleaned. She never would have won. She was propped up by career politicians who need money to run for re-election because they don't want to get real jobs. You guys know the story. So their party believes that they don't want a new direction. The people are just fine as is. You have Obama sailing off into the sunset. You have Hillary Clinton, who may still be facing criminal charges, not to mention lost in the most improbable victory of our history. You have Chuck Schumer, who, again, is a lifelong politician for the most part. And you have Nancy Pelosi. So you have New York with Schumer. You have California with Pelosi. You have Obama out of Illinois. It's the same old thing. And now they're talking about Joe Biden. They need to break it down, much like that veteran baseball team, that you have to play out the contracts or trade which ones you can for prospects. At some point, you have to break it down. And you got to say, you know what? It's rebuilding time. And they haven't had this conversation with themselves yet. But I guess we'll all prosper off of it, because they are in for a long, long decade. And of course, the rumor is that Michelle Obama would run as the VP under Biden. We are getting way ahead of ourselves, putting the cart way in front of the horse. But I could see that. You have an Obama-Biden ticket followed by a Biden-Obama ticket. Why not? We're so good at sort of playing the Game of Thrones around here with the Clintons and the Bushes and who knows, the Obamas. But you know what? This is going to be to their detriment. And I'm not surprised why a wing of the party like the progressives and Bernie Sanders and that whole lot, why they're pissed off. And, you know, why they're so mad and they're trying to gain traction, but they can't because we went through this. It was called the Tea Party. We went through the same thing. We just got our act together a little bit quicker than they did. But we have to guard against what they're able to do in the next 4 or 6 years, unlike how they guarded against us. All right, we have to learn from our mistakes and their mistakes. All right, guys, when we come back, we'll talk about Time Magazine. They have a new Person of the Year. And what is the fight for 15 crew want now? They want everything. Everything. All right, guys, hang in there. You're listening to The Ryno Report.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California. With the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for authentic family-style Italian dinners. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate your party or event in one of our festive banquet rooms. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 550 North Harbor Boulevard. Named the Orange County Hot List Top 5 Italian restaurant for 7 years in a row. And a Top 10 pizza restaurant by Gale, featuring traditional and award-winning pizzas. Offering Sunday champagne brunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., just $16.95. Choose from over 20 items, plus create your own personal omelet. Delicious lunches, including our express lunch buffet, $8.95 with over 15 items. And dinner 7 days a week. Getting married? Angelo's and Vinci's won this year's Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award. You can talk to our experienced staff of wedding coordinators. We treat you as guests at your own wedding reception. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022. 714-879-4022.
All right, guys, welcome back to this Wednesday edition of the Ryno Report. Check out all the old episodes on iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, and iHeartRadio. I don't want to give the Democrats any helpful hints. You know, they got to sleep in their own bed here. But we were able to recoup and regroup a little bit. And there are the small factions, and as I alluded to earlier, Donald Trump cannot think that Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell are his best buds. They're not BFFs right now. No, maybe right now. But once the new Congress and the new Senate convene, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. Here you have Donald Trump trying to save money with Air Force One, and he's saving jobs. I think 51,000 jobs right now is the count. And then you have someone like Paul Ryan, who very willingly lets all of these budgets go through with all this money being spent and pork and everything else. It's going to be a battle. Everyone's kind of butterflies and rainbows right now. But it's going to be a battle, and we're going to have to make sure we stay on top of it here. Now, Time Magazine, they're still publishing this thing, I guess. I don't think anyone reads it. Like 16, 17 copies maybe. Who reads this garbage? They named President-elect Donald Trump as the Time Person of the Year. Can we say Time Man of the Year because he's a man? Can we say that? Or is that going to get us kicked off the air? But they go on to call him a demagogue and a huckster. It's crazy. They write in here, he magnified the divisions of the present, inspiring new levels of anger and fear within his country. This is what they're saying about the Time Person of the Year. They say a Trump's America would lead to things where, this is a quote, where a hijab-wearing college student in New York reports being attacked and jeered at in the next president's name, where American-born children ask their citizen parents if Trump will deport them, where white supremacists throw out Nazi salutes in Washington meeting halls for their president-elect. This is what they've determined to be the Time Person of the Year. Once again, Hillary Clinton finishes second. She's very good at finishing second. She finished second in 1992 when she was the wife of the president, and but before that, she was the wife of the governor. And then she also finished second in 2008 when she got beat by Obama in the primaries. She kind of finished second as Secretary of State. That's sort of like the second highest position. You take the vice president out of the equation. Let's see, what else? Oh, she finished second this year, right? I mean, all sorts of seconds flying around for her, and she finishes second in the Time Magazine Person of the Year. You know what they say about second place, right? It's first loser. That's what it is. But they have nothing but the highest praise for her. This is a quote. She became a symbol in a fight that was about much more than symbolism. How deep is that? That's deep stuff. Let's see. Long before she ever ran for office, Clinton built up a sturdy shield. Decades of attacks on her looks, her judgment, her marriage, and her motivation left Clinton contained and guarded. Both armor insulates and obscures, and those self-protective traits may have led to some of her most damning mistakes, like the creation of a private email server and the fumbling rationale for it. Can you even get through that without laughing? So it's this coat of armor she's wearing that insulates and secures. That was the reason for setting up an illegal private email server in not only her basement, but then a bathroom out in Colorado somewhere, Platte River Networks. That's the reason. It has nothing to do, guys, it has nothing to do with trying to hide information from you. Even though we've seen all these emails from WikiLeaks, even though all the evidence is there, it has nothing to do with it. This is why a place like Time Magazine will only sell copies on this issue. And they're only going to sell it so people have it for their memorabilia collections later on. That's the only reason why. Time Magazine is a sham. At one point, they were, a reputable publication. Now, it's a joke. Even now, they're making excuses. They are still in this campaign mode. The campaign's over. She lost. Second place again for crooked Hillary Clinton. Then they go on to call her, get this is hysterical, they call her an American Moses. An American Moses. I can see it now, right? She comes down from Chappaqua holding two tablets. One says bleach bit, and the other one says search warrant. That's it. That's the kind of Moses she is. They say, like an American Moses, she was an imperfect prophet leading women to the edge of the promised land. Now it's up to another woman to enter it. Oh, my God. Get a life. Get a life. All right, when we come back, I want to talk about this guy who got fired in Alabama. And it was for a good reason, a really good reason. Plus, I want to talk a little bit about the fight for 15 and what they're demanding now. And Mike McCall has a few different ways Mexico can pay for the wall. That rhymed. I didn't even plan it. Hang in there, guys. Quick break. You're listening to the Ryno Report on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Hey, guys. Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty Health Share. If your health care has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty Health Share could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty Health Share. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your health care. Liberty Health Share offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty Health Share offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty Health Share today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, and little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
This is Larry Minetti for Herpanasin, the acne medication that really works from the inside out. If you suffer from skin problems, Herpanasin is the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out and gets rid of all kinds of acne and blemishes on your back, neck, and your face. It works so well, you can look and feel like a movie star. Herpanasin, a natural supplement created by Dr. Wayne Diamond. You take a pill, and that's it. I've been on these supplements, and they really work, folks. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror ever again. Get Herpanasin today. Call 888-467-4200. That's 888-467-4200. Herpanasin, it really works. 888-467-4200. Tell them Larry Minetti told you to call. And look and feel like $1 million with Herpanasin. Call 888-467-4200.
All right, guys, welcome back to this Wednesday edition of the Ryno Report. Check out RynoReport.com. Lots of cool stuff there. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryno, R-Y-N-O, on air, or on Gab. We're speaking freely on Gab now. Same handle, at Ryno on air. Or you can always email me 24 hours a day. My email is open. I just may not respond. Ryno, R-Y-N-O, at rwbnetwork.com. That's some picture I drew before. Hillary Clinton coming down, hobbling down with the help of 15 people from Chappaqua. She comes down from the mount, holding the 2 tablets. One saying bleach bit, the other saying search warrant. American Moses, yeah. All right. Speaking of more idiots, there's this guy out in Alabama. His name is Coleman Boner. Nope, it's Coleman Bonner. I don't know. Same thing. He's from Wessington, Alabama, which is in Chilton County, and he thinks he's pretty enlightened. He thinks he's a smart guy, and what most smart people do is they post on Facebook. So what he said here was, this is on his personal Facebook page. Funny story. I was recently in Gatlinburg, had a terrible time. I felt the place was a cesspool of consumerism and a bastion of the worst aspect of Southern culture. Are you people in Tennessee taking note yet? Turns out a wildfire just burned most of the town to the ground. Good riddance, Gatlinburg. And good luck, you mouth-breathing, toothless, diabetic, cousin bleeping, can't say the word, Mountain Dew chugging, moon pie munching, Pall Mall smoking, Trump sucking pond scum. Ah! This is Mr. Bonner here. Well, Mr. Bonner, let me explain to you what exactly happened here. You had 14,000 people evacuated for their safety out of Gatlinburg. You had 17,000 acres of beautiful, beautiful forest. You're such a liberal, you should like this environmental stuff. That was beautiful territory, burned to the ground. 14 people lost their lives, and almost 2,000 buildings burned. Well, as it turns out, his boss didn't really care for this Facebook post, which I think has been removed. He worked at the Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. I guess there's a such thing as a tire engineer. That's where he worked, and he no longer works there. This is the kind of guy you hope gets some sort of, like, degenerative, flesh-eating, erectile parasite. That's what you hope this guy gets, just for saying stuff like that. People lost their lives, their homes, their businesses, their livelihoods. And because you do not agree with some of them, because you don't know all of them, you're generalizing here. You're going to call them all sorts of names and be happy that they lost everything. Good thing he got fired. He probably wanted $15 an hour, too. It's probably what his next complaint was. Speaking of which, the fight for 15, it's ongoing. You know, a lot of places, they approve a little bit of minimum wage hike. Some places, some cities like Seattle and San Francisco and L.A., and I think New York is not far behind. They've approved this $15 an hour stuff. No matter what you do, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be worth $15 an hour, but your boss has to pay you that anyway. The small business owner has to pay that regardless of what you're doing is worth that amount of money. And we've gone over this ad nauseum, how it's just impractical. You cannot expect a small business owner to raise their revenues 50% in order to pay for this. So, in other words, it has to come out of their pockets now. And what happens is they just fire you. You're gone. Or you lose hours, or you get replaced with a robot, which is the case with McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King, all these places. They're just going to buy robots. A robot doesn't want vacation. A robot doesn't have to eat lunch. A robot doesn't need a break. You pay a maintenance contract of $20,000 or $30,000 a year. Someone comes in, squirts a little oil in it, and off they go. They work for 5 years. You don't got to pay them. That's what's going to happen, and it's happening already. You have McDonald's has 5 fully automated places. Instead, now they have 2 people that help you use the iPad to order your Big Mac, which once people get the hang of that, they won't need those 2 people anymore. They're petitioning their way out of a job. So the next thing they want, because they haven't learned their lesson yet, the next thing they're looking for is what they're calling a fair schedule. Okay, you're getting this? So we want $15 an hour, and we want a fair schedule. And what that sort of is they want to know their schedule 2 weeks in advance. Now, it's worth noting that things like that are generally negotiated into a collective bargaining agreement with a union. That's typically how that happens. I have worked in places as a union employee that was bargained in. Now, so we want that, and we want extra pay, 1 to 4 hours, in case you get called in last minute. You know, they say, hey, come on, I got a shift I got to fill. So if you will get called in last minute, you get a couple hours extra pay. That's what they want to. Of course, $15 an hour. They want to get paid for on-call shifts. It's crazy. This stuff is nuts. And they want to put an end to what they call clopening. I guess clopening is when you work in a retail environment or perhaps a fast food environment and you work open to close and then you have to come in and open again. You know, when you apply for these jobs, generally the hiring manager, the district manager, the boss, whatever, they make you aware of what's expected of you. And you say, sure, or you say, oh, I thought it was something different, and you don't take the job if it's offered to you. Whenever I've worked, they've told me, hey, listen, there's a possibility you're going to have to work open to close. Are you okay with that? Hey, you got to pay me overtime? Fine. I'm fine with it. So they don't want that. You know, I would challenge any of these people, any of them, to work 24 straight hours in a maximum security prison. A lot of COs do it. I've done it. I didn't complain about it. I got my overtime and I went home. And I went back the next day 6 hours later. That's what happens. In a tough job environment, as we're in now, you can't reference the unemployment number. It's totally off. 4.6% is a garbage number. So it's not easy to find work, and you have to do what you have to do to get by, and sometimes it's not very pleasant. These people are quickly going to find themselves out of work because business owners are just going to leave the areas where these laws start getting implemented. They're going to go, well, we'll do business somewhere else. Look what happened to Detroit. Pretty simple there. Or they're going to make it very, very strict at their work environment. And what are these millennials going to do when a policy and procedure at the fast food place says no cell phones? You got to lock them in a box while you're here. What will they do? They'll lose their little minds. All right, we'll keep talking about this when we get back. And a couple of different ways Representative Mike McCall says we can have Mexico pay for the wall. Hang in there, guys.
Marilyn brought her famous holiday ham with a side of wet coughing. Probably shouldn't eat it, but there goes your husband. Soon everyone's sniffling. It's the flu, but you're not going to get sick because you got your flu shot at Rite Aid, where they care about you and your health. So while they suffer through their sore throats, coughing, and aches, you'll teach your granddaughter to make your famous snickerdoodles. It's not too late. Shield yourself with the flu and pneumonia shot at Rite Aid. If you're over 65, the CDC recommends both. It's free with most insurance and no appointments necessary. Rite Aid. With us, it's personal. Flu vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacy for details.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Ryno Report. This Wednesday edition, we're talking about the Fight for 15 and their latest list of demands. Now they want fair scheduling, 2 weeks notice before any schedule change. They want to get paid if they're on call. What are they, doctors? You get paid to be on call for a fast food joint? We need an emergency burgerectomy. Somebody show up, please. We'll pay you. Terrible. These are people who just do not have a basic, very, very basic understanding of what we in the real world called finance and economics. They don't understand it. They are expediting their own unemployment. That's what they're doing. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's next? Severance packages? Maybe they want a golden parachute from the Friolator. Crazy. But these business owners, the ones who can't leave, the ones who are franchised and they can't just pick up and leave San Jose or San Francisco, the ones who have to stay, they're going to make it very, very tough on the employees. They're going to take their cell phones away, which is millennials. They'll freak out. They'll need to start petting miniature horses and playing with Play-Doh. They're going to freak out. They're going to start taking away sick time and vacation time. See, these are what you call entitlements. When you work, you earn entitlements. But when you want everything else, they'll take the other stuff away. The optional stuff will go away. They'll start cutting hours. Hey, we don't need you. We can buy a robot. Our robot can perform a perfect burgerectomy without you. So dumb. So stupid. But they're going to keep crying and whining. Try opening up your own business. Try. I dare you to try it. It is not easy. I pay a 46% tax on both of my companies. And now I got to pay somebody 50% more? Never going to happen. It wouldn't happen. With me, honestly, I'd get rid of them. Sorry, we're moving. If you can't move with the company and pay for your own expenses, sorry. That's just the way it is. Your government did this to you. You did this to you. All right. There's this thing going around about how these Senate Democrats may try to subvert or use our system, twist it around, so that for a brief time, Democrats have a majority in the Senate before the new Senate class is sworn in. And what they'll do with that majority is they're going to then confirm a Supreme Court pick, and the name, Merrick Garland's been floating around because he's the name we've been hearing for about a year. And they're saying it would be due justice on the Republicans who held up the whole process to get a taste of their own medicine here. Well, no, we just did what Joe Biden said we should do 20 years ago. We just followed his advice. I would say the likelihood of this happening is very, very small. You would have to have Biden call in the session, convene the session, and recognize Dick Durbin as opposed to Mitch McConnell, who would then call for a vote confirming the Supreme Court pick of the Democrats choosing. I do not see this happening. For one, Democrats, for the most part, do not have spines. This would take a lot of spine, a lot of backbone to do this. I don't see it happening. Secondly, there is that nuclear option thing, right, where Democrats had said in 2013 you need 51 votes to confirm anybody. And that was down from 60. They're kind of kicking themselves in the pants now because the Republicans will have 52 coming up this next Senate. I don't see this happening. I think people are flipping out about it. I think this would be a big problem for their re-election campaigns. They have to defend, whatever it is, 28 seats or 29 seats in 2 years. This would be a tough thing to defend when their challenger goes to the public and say, this is what happened. This is how they subverted your vote yet again. So I don't see them doing it. Is it legally possible? It probably is. It probably is. I just don't see it happening. If something develops with that, we, of course, will cover it here on the Ryno Report, who is not hosted by robots yet. This is kind of funny. You have Chairman Mike McCall, the House Homeland Security Chairman. He wrote an op-ed for Fox News last week. And in it, he was kind of alluding to the fact that we could put Mexico on some sort of payment plan to pay for the wall. We should check their credit first. They should get Credit Karma or something like that. And we'll check their credit. Or we could do things like impose immigration fees on Mexico, perhaps a toll booth at the border. That's actually a good idea. If you want to come into the country, you got to pay a tax, my friend. My favorite is to seize and freeze drug cartel assets. All right, riddle me this. If you stop a Honda, let's say it's a 1994 Honda, and it has 3 kilos of coke in the trunk, powdered cocaine, all right? So street value, I don't know. What is that? $20,000. I don't know. I have no idea how much it is. You can sell the Honda you can auction it for $700, $1,000. Now you have $20,000 worth of cocaine in the trunk. Riddle me this. How do you make that cocaine turn into cash? You can't do it. There's no way. You have to be in the business of selling drugs to turn that into cash. What's Mexico going to buy it back from you? It's not going to happen. So we just got to do what Donald Trump says. We have to somehow figure out the trade deficit, and that has to pay for the wall. I mean, a toll booth sounds nice. I like the idea. I think it's a smart idea. But if we're going to do it there, we got to do it up in Canada, too. The Great White North. Toll booths everywhere. Everywhere. So they're going to put their thinking hats on and figure out how to get some money for this wall, just to try to figure out how to get some money for this infrastructure bill, which I'm not so sure is going to pass. All right. When we come back, I'll give you the latest from Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania as the Jill Stein recount. This is like a reality show. As that goes on in some places and, well, stops in others. And what's the CEO of CBS saying about the NFL ratings? I'll give you a hint. They're lying to you again.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for authentic family-style Italian dinners. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate your party or event in one of our festive banquet rooms. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 550 North Harbor Boulevard. Named the Orange County Hot List Top 5 Italian restaurant for 7 years in a row. And a Top 10 pizza restaurant by Gale, featuring traditional and award-winning pizzas. Offering Sunday champagne brunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., just $16.95. Choose from over 20 items, plus create your own personal omelet. Delicious lunches, including our express lunch buffet, $8.95 with over 15 items. And dinner 7 days a week. Getting married? Angelo's and Vinci's won this year's Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award. You can talk to our experienced staff of wedding coordinators. We treat you as guests at your own wedding reception. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022. 714-879-4022.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you have severe knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, we have great news. Finally, there's a way to reduce your pain without surgery or taking medications. Call us today and learn how you can qualify to get a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. We'll even ship your brace for free. If you have excruciating knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving, nearly invisible knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. I've used one, they're comfortable, and they work, and we guarantee your happiness. So call right now and get yours. I promise, we're here to take your call. Thank you.
800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. That's 800-290-0759.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136.
800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. That's 800-628-5067.
All right, guys, welcome back to this last segment of today's Wednesday edition of the Ryno Report. You know, I don't mean to just pick on the fast food workers. Tough job. I wouldn't want to do it, but I also know it's not worth $15 an hour. But it is also worth noting that this little fight for 15 thing and this fair scheduling, the cause is also being taken up by the retail workers. They also want the on-call pay, I guess, just in case. the worst happens at Lord & Taylor. The clothes remove themselves from the racks. They start dancing around like Mary Poppins, singing Hamilton songs. Get people in here right now. We need the on-call retail crew to come clean this up. We're getting silly today. That's what happens when my blood sugar goes down. All right, recounts. We got to talk about recounts. Jill Stein. This could be a reality show. Wisconsin. This is the best one. I love Wisconsin. So she paid $3.5 million to do a recount, and with 23 of the state's 72 counties having finished their recounts as of Tuesday, Trump gained 146 votes. 146 he picks up. So Hillary didn't even pick up a vote there. In fact, she lost 41. He earned 105, which gives us the net total of a plus 146 for the Donald. The next president of the United States of America, the 45th president. Remember to remind your liberal friends of that every single day. I do it all the time. I go to the diner, and they say, "What do you want?" I said, I'll have a stack of blueberry pancakes and a whole lot of Make America Great Again. How about that? What else do we have? Michigan. Michigan's a whole thing here. They have ballots were not counted with these voting machines. They were off. And once you have the precinct poll books and the voting machines, they don't match, then all of a sudden they're ineligible for a recount. As of right now, 10,700 votes separate the two, with the Donald coming out on top. This thing is going to go to higher courts, and Stein's appealing a whole bunch of stuff. But as of now, it looks like Michigan is going to be a non-issue. And Pennsylvania, they're in federal court now to try to get everything recounted in Pennsylvania. They recounted some of the districts in Philadelphia, and she picked up like 5 votes. She picked up like 5 votes in whatever it was, 75 of Philadelphia's 1,600 districts. She got 5. So, and of course, 0.5% is the trigger for the automatic recount in Pennsylvania. This thing is going nowhere fast, and it looks like Jill Stein's going to have to foot the bill for just about all of this, and it may be without the Green Party's help, because the Green Party is just kind of saying, you know what, this is over, we're done with it. This is her action, not ours. They have a whole statement here. I'd read it, but we have the interest of time, so I can't read it. You know, if Donald Trump wanted, we could easily recount New Hampshire, which was a lot closer than Michigan, Pennsylvania, or Wisconsin. New Hampshire was only 3,000 votes. And there were actually some voter fraud issues there. But he decided not to. He accepted the election results. How about that? What else do we have here? This is a little short one here. CBS CEO was at the UBS 44th Annual Global Media and Communications Conference in New York. And he says, no, the ratings for the NFL are fine. No worries. And if they did dip just a little bit, it was because Tom Brady was suspended for 4 weeks and Peyton Manning retired and Donald Trump. That's how it went down. Even though ratings did not drop when Peyton Manning was benched last year, and the ratings did not come up this year when Tom Brady started playing again. And not to mention, only 3 nights of the NFL season happen to coincide with political nights in this country, the debates. Every excuse has nothing to do with a guy named Colin Kaepernick and a bunch of weak NFL owners that can't rein in their employees. All right, guys, hope you had a good time today. As always, a huge thank you to those serving our country at home and abroad, and a big thank you to those in the law enforcement community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all your hard work. Please, please, please be safe. God bless all of you. God bless all of your families. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And until tomorrow, I'm the Ryno, and I'm out.